On Air with the Joe, you're now listening to the Joe Johnson, and of course, our lovely co-host Kay is in the building with us.
Hey.
So, recently, I just found out today, you know Miley Cyrus is the talk of the town, but guess who her manager is? The infamous Kanye West. Now, for those of you who don't know, and I don't understand how you wouldn't know about Kanye West in this day and era, Kanye West is the king of bad press, but in his mind, all press is great press. And he made the statement on AMP TV, he felt like Miley Cyrus should do more twerking. Now, I don't know why he would think that Miley Cyrus should do more twerking. If anything, he should be telling her to buckle it down some and let's actually sing and not twerk 24/7. He said on AMP TV yesterday morning, he felt like the whole VMA performance should have been solely Miley Cyrus twerking. Now, Kay, how do you feel about that?
Okay, honestly, it makes sense now because I was like, Miley, what happened to Hannah Montana? You know, innocent, sweet Billy Ray Cyrus's sweet country girl from next door. And then come to find out Kanye is managing her. And immediately my mind went back to when he interrupted Taylor Swift at her in the middle of her acceptance speech. And so now it makes so much sense to me that Miley Cyrus is acting the way she acts, because when you have somebody as rambunctious and as radical as Kanye West and mixed with somebody as naive and supposedly innocent as Miley Cyrus, it's a bad combination because one bad apple ruins the bunch, you know? And so I just feel as though he should be teaching her how to survive in the industry as a young female woman. That's like 3 contradictions, you know? And it's hard for women to make it in the industry anyway, let alone young women. And for her to have come from Disney, I feel it's like, I don't have a problem with Miley. I actually like her music, but like I feel like it's a disgrace to like everything she ever did, because there are little girls who like look up to her.
Exactly.
And now she has like little girls doing bonds of I'm Miley, I'm twerking, and it's really
exactly
it's bad.
And the reason that I have such an issue with it is because Kanye West, he doesn't. I don't understand how he doesn't understand the fact that people are constantly watching him, and he just acts like a child about things.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a go figure why he would push Miley, twerk more. But in reality, all of America is like, Miley, stop twerking and put your tongue in your mouth, please.
Yeah. It's
but
really annoying.
It really is. It really is. But I mean, that's Kanye West for you. Of course, he had to have Kim Kardashian because she was the talk of the town, and I figure he, in Kanye's mind, he was like, well, I got Kim Kardashian, I guess I got to get Miley Cyrus too, and I'm gonna make her into a big deal. But anyway, we all got crooked smiles since it's Halloween. We're gonna take a listen to Crooked Smile, J. Cole. On Air with the Joe, that was How We Do It, Osiris featuring Mojo. Now, it is Halloween here at Northwestern. We're having a lot of fun this week. How many of you have actually got out there to chase Isabella? Now, yesterday, if you would have found her, you would have had a cool $300. But if you find her today, you're still going to get $200. Now, who couldn't holler at that and save you some declining balance? Come on. Shout out to Cody Whitaker for that one. And Caitlin, what else is going on with SAB this week?
All right, y'all. So we're having our zombie fun run attack tomorrow, which is October the 30th at 5:30 p.m. on campus. And it's Run for a Life, and we're also having SGA sponsored movie tonight, and it's going to be by the green area next to Iberville Dining Hall. That's the calf for some of you who don't know. And we're going to be showing The Conjuring, and it's at 8 o'clock tonight, and it's free, compliments of SGA, Student Government Association. So y'all come out to that. And also we have a volleyball game tonight at 7. And there's free pizza, and it's at Prather. Now, I'm not sure who we play, but I know we're going to win, so y'all show up.
I think we're playing Oral Roberts University. Actually, my mother went to that college. And supposedly that's a volleyball rival, so definitely go show your school spirit. Now, we all know that with the little sticker on the back of your ID, you will get into that free, and then on top of that, there's free food. Who doesn't want to be there? So make sure that you get there. We're going to go ahead and get back to the music. It's National Anthem, Lana Del Rey. We told you that we were going to talk about who all Drake has actually dated. Now, if you listen to his album, his latest one, Nothing Was the Same, that we actually talked about here on the show, came out September 24th. If you listened at all to that album, Drake seems to have been reflecting on the women that he's dated, and he's kind of giving up. Now, for anybody that listens to Drake in general, we know that that's not going to work, because how's he going to make any more music? That's all he ever talks about. Well, Drake was on Ellen earlier this week, and he actually talked with Ellen. Well, Ellen actually kind of quizzed him on who all has he really dated. Now, Kay can tell us who all was actually on that list.
All right, first of all, I'm going to be the first one to say, don't drink and drive or you'll end up at your ex's house.
Yes,
that is the truth.
come on.
Come on, shout out to Cody and Matt Whitaker. Shout out to SAB. So, apparently, Ellen flashed pictures of certain women that are very famous and asked Drake, did he date them? He identified that he dated Rihanna, and he also identified that he very briefly, I think, dated Nicki Minaj. But what a bunch of y'all might not know is he went on dates with Tyra Banks, who is older than Drake.
Now, if you listen to Drake's music, he does constantly make references to that. He feels like young women don't actually get him, and the older women actually dig him more. Yeah. So that kind of makes sense with the dating with Tyra. But on the other hand, it really doesn't make sense with Rihanna, because Rihanna is kind of an icon for the younger women generation, and he actually took a bottle to the face for dating Rihanna from Chris Brown, who was released from jail. He was in jail for 36 hours for an assault. This time it was on a man. It wasn't a woman this time. But he was released from jail. So speaking of Rihanna, kind of Chris Brown always kind of comes out in that conversation.
And you know, I found it funny that Drake, because there's a verse in one of his songs where he's like, he slept with his babysitter, but it was like years later. And so that goes back to the whole older women kind of cougar chasing thing. And I find it funny because Rihanna is young, but Rihanna is very naive to me. You know what I mean? Like, she went back to a dude that beat her. And I hate to say it like that, but that's very naive. And it's kind of a contradiction of what he says, what he speaks about in his songs, because if you like women who are more mature and who are not naive, why would you be with somebody who is naive, who is young, who is an icon because of how youthful she acts? You know, how it goes back to Miley Cyrus and Kanye West kind of, so I don't understand.
But on the flip side of that, Nicki Minaj kind of is in the middle of all of that, and Drake constantly talks about me and Nicki are getting married today, things like that. He always brings up how he's so in love with Nicki Minaj.
But everybody's in love with Nicki, aren't they? DJ Khaled proposed to her.
All DJ Khaled does is shout his name. We're gonna play his music here in a little bit, but that it's kind of different that Nicki Minaj is kind of in the middle of that situation. She's not exactly a younger icon, but she's not exactly an older Tyra era icon either. She's kind of in between. Nicki really just kind of does her own thing. We saw when she got into it on American Idol with an older icon, Mariah Carey. She set her in place like she was a youngin'. Yeah. But keeping with DJ Khaled proposing to Drake's girl, Nicki Minaj, who he says they're getting married today, we're going to go with No New Friends on 91.7 The Demon. Thank you so much for listening to On Air with the Joe on 91.7 The Demon. Please go to thejoejohnson.com. Click on Interview with the Joe. Ask us a question. Of course, nothing vulgar will be talked about on the show, but ask us a question, and we'll definitely pan it out here on the show. Thank you so much for listening. Kay, your last remarks for today?
I just want to say to everybody, thank y'all for listening. Y'all go to the YouTube channel, type in On Air with the Joe, J-O, no E.
Thank you.
And look at us, spread the word. We're on Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 91.7 FM, The Demon.
Absolutely, and you can follow me on Instagram at TheJoeJohnson, on Twitter at It's The Joe Johnson, YouTube at It's The Joe Johnson. Kay, you can always get to her at _The Sweetest Taboo.
Oh, come on.
And that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for listening. Please go to thejoejohnson.com and watch last week's show. We had Miss NSU, Jebba Babu. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you later.